What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve. Hope you had a great January and a happy new year. I had to take January off to do some moving. As you can see, the background is different, but it doesn't stop there. This is just a temporary setup. My house is being built and I'll be moving into the new space in March or April. So you're going to see another background change, but I promise I won't take a whole month off. During that month of January, I did upload some of the YouTube shorts, some unboxings of future videos, giving you that sneak peek of sneakers that I got delivered during the month of January and what I'm going to be reviewing next. The ones we're talking about today, you probably already seen if you checked those out. So definitely check out those YouTube shorts as well. They look best on your iPhone or Android or whatever. They look best on your phone vertical. That's the whole point. So definitely check those out. Give those a like. And now, today we are talking about a sneaker that I've already done one of the original colorways for, and you guys really like that. I mean, it resonated well. It's one of my best performing videos, so I had to get my hands when I saw this colorway. I knew I had to do this one for us on this channel. You guys are the best, so of course, please give a like and consider subscribing if you're new here. Today, we are talking about the Nike Overbreak SP in the college gray colorway. I mean, look at these bad boys. In my opinion, it's already better than the Baroque brown colorway we covered in the first video, but there's even more to this colorway than meets the eye. Can you say Mars Yard? We'll get into it, but first let's take a closer look. Alright guys, welcome back, and like I said, this is the Nike Overbreak SP in the college gray colorway, and I mentioned the word Mars Yard because there is something going on here that we can unearth, if you will, but we're gonna get into that in a second. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the Overbreaks, we covered a lot of this in my first video, which I will link at the end for you to check out, but the quick synopsis is that this upper is from a classic Nike sneaker, the Daybreak. Now, it has been modified in certain ways, which we'll talk about in a second. It is then fused with the midsole here from the ISPA Overreact, so you can see that very futuristic looking, crazy, chunky midsole with a retro vintage upper. Now, like I said, it's been tweaked a little bit because the panels and the proportions of this Daybreak upper have been exaggerated. That's why you see the Nike swoosh creeping up over the eyelets here. That's why you see this front toe box panel creeping up and meeting with the heel counter panel as well. So a little bit more exaggeration than what you would get with your typical Daybreak, but that just kind of adds to the modern twist that they are putting on this sneaker, and I think it works really well. Let's talk about the colorway as it is. Nike has done a very specific thing with this colorway that they did not do with the other pair I had, the Baroque browns, in that there are some pre-weathering techniques done with the finish on this shoe, and it's very apparent, and it almost kind of gives you the vibe like this is a shoe that's meant to be worn down and it will reveal more, and that's kind of what it does. But immediately out of the box, you are struck by this patterned shoelace, and it's kind of an orangey-ish tan pattern on this shoelace. But the thing that stuck out the most to me was that it legitimately looks dirty. There are spots in it that are like a darkened kind of gray, and it only looks like one thing. It looks like the shoes are dirty, they're dusty. And that carries over into the suede elements as well. Like, this suede is very rough compared to something like the Notre Dunks, which I just released, or reviewed, I should say. The suede on those is very soft, very supple, luxury. This one feels very rough, like you've been going around the desert with these things. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, that dusty vibe from these shoes. And so that's apparent in the suede, that's apparent in the shoelaces, that is also apparent around the midsole, this chunky Overreact midsole. So you'll see on the back here, it's black, and then it fades into the college gray color scheme that you see on the midsole, and that has some overspray look on it, almost like these were spray painted by hand and they had no intention of keeping these black rubber pieces all black going up the middle. They just kind of sprayed across it. You get that overspray on the bottom and the outsole. So again, another kind of weathered, worn in type of look you see with these shoes. And lastly, on the tongue, so the tongue is like a nylon. It's got kind of a yellowish cream white look to it, but you will see spots on it that looks like it's worn in from where the lace laces have been sitting. So you'll see darker spots, smudges kind of, where it looks like the laces have been sitting and rubbing up against the tongue. Again, something that's only going to happen with wear, but it comes like that right out of the box now. So for a lot of people, that's going to be kind of off-putting. I understand that a lot of people just want our kicks to be very crispy and clean right out of the box when you buy them. And for the price point, you know, these weren't cheap, they weren't super expensive, but that might be something that most people expect, and they're not going to be rocking with this immediately. However, I have found myself drawn to it, mainly because the colorway is just so clean. This is a very versatile colorway that I think, a lot like the Notre Dunks I just reviewed, you can wear these in multiple seasons. Like, this will look good with spring wear, this will look good in the summer, this will look good with fall, even in the winter if you are so inclined and you don't live in a crappy weather state like I do in the wintertime. But seriously, this is an all-season sneaker as far as aesthetics and what you can pair it with. Now, you don't have to stick with the dusty, dirty laces if you don't want to, even though I really like the pattern on those. They do give you a nice pair of goldish, yellowish type of, I mean, I guess it's kind of goldish, but these are nice and clean. They're not pre-worn or pre-weathered, whatever. They will look great in the sneaker as well. Now, I said Mars Yard for a reason. So there has been an Asian release that really does mimic the Mars Yard colorway and in the Overbreak SP. So you're getting that maple red swoosh, you're getting a lighter colored, almost white midsole, and it really does mimic that of the Mars Yard. And somehow the internet had discovered that these are similar in some ways. And there have been some customs that people are doing where they are using kind of an acetone or whatever you would use to strip the paint off of the swoosh. And so this swoosh is actually red underneath this paint. So you can unearth that. And there were some other techniques people have been using to kind of wear down this suede and bring out a different color and really transforming this shoe into a Mars Yard-esque look-alike colorway. Now, there have been rumors or talk that that same Asian release colorway with the red swoosh that already, it looks like it's done for you already, is coming to the States and North America eventually. I haven't seen, as of this recording, a release date yet, but that is a possibility. However, I think I might mess around and do a little customization with this shoe here to kind of create that Mars Yard effect. Let me know down in the comments below if I should. I'm kind of leaning towards yes, but I want to know what you guys think. Would you keep them as is, or would you experiment, possibly ruin the shoe, to achieve one of the most coveted sneaker silhouette colorways of all time? As far as resale goes on this, I mean, it's not going crazy at the moment. There is some speculation that as people realize that you can do that type of custom work to this, that they might start going up in price, because I believe they are mostly sold out everywhere. You can't find them anymore on Nike's website, but I saw on StockX the price isn't crazy yet. So if you're gonna make a move, it's always best to make the move while the prices are still low. So go ahead and get yourself a pair, because overall, the comfort, the wearability here is phenomenal. This midsole is super comfortable. Huge chunky React foam. The upper is also comfortable. That Daybreak upper is nice and clean. It's simple. It's a classic meets a modern. It's really a pretty dope and very visually striking shoe that is also very wearable. So some of the other ISPAs, like the ISPA Overreact or the Drifters, all of those are cool in theory, not necessarily something you want to be wearing day to day. This is a very easily wearable all day, everyday type of shoe. I mean, if you can wear some of the Yeezys that have dropped over the past couple of years and you don't think those look off-putting, I don't see why this would be off-putting at all. I think this is definitely one of the most interesting and, like I said, wearable releases Nike has done in the past few years. I'm very much into the silhouette. I like it way more than the ISPA Overreacts. I think it's just that much better, and I think it all has to do with that mix of old and new. So that does it for me, guys, on this video covering the Overbreak SPs in the college gray colorway, a super dope silhouette, a very interesting, unique sneaker, and now some serious customization opportunity is present in this particular release. So again, let me know if you think I should mess with these. I will post and do a video of how that turns out. I won't let you guys down. So let me know what you think about these bad boys down in the comments below, if I should customize them or not. If you got your hands on them, are you going to customize them? Talk to me down in the comments. I will hit you back. As long as you're not talking crazy, I try to respond to every single comment. So if that sounds good to you, if you want to be around for the next video, I would consider hitting that subscribe subscribe. The channel is growing incredibly thanks to you guys, your likes, your comments, your engagements. I appreciate all of it. That's why I try to engage with you guys as much as possible. At a minimum, consider dropping a like to help boost this video out to more viewers, because I think a lot of people will enjoy my sneaker content if the almighty algorithm allows us to. So again, I appreciate all your likes, comments, and engagement. You guys are the best, and I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.